Hello, welcome to another video and welcome to I guess my final video wrapping up December. This is going to be my December wrap up and December book haul. I've got a lot of books in front of me. I hauled 31 books in December. Now I will, it's December, okay, I got quite a number of them for Christmas. My friends were getting rid of some, so I've got a number as like gifts from friends. I've got a couple that I was sent from publishers, and then I bought some too. So we're going to go through this, and I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort of talk about a book that I read, a book that I hauled, and we're just going to kind of see what happens, to be totally honest. There might be some order to this, there might not be. It might be completely random, it might work, it might not work. Who knows? Anyway, let's just get started, shall we? So the first book that I read in December was Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. Yes, I know I was the last person to get to this book, but I finally read it. I gave this one 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute. It was really fun. I still haven't actually read The Love Hypothesis. I know, don't at me. But this has made me more intrigued for picking that one up. I've read Love Theoretically, and I've read Ali Bride as well, and I've read her short stories. So I've read a few Ali's now, and yeah, this one, did I prefer this one to Love Theoretically? I think I might. I think this one might have just tipped Love Theoretically as my favourite Ali. But that is the first book that I read in December. So I'm going to match that one with these books. I'm dropping things all over the place here. So my friend, my work did a Secret Santa, and my friend Marin got me Wild Love and Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I am so excited to get to these ones. As you may know, I really enjoy the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver, so I'm excited to dive into these ones and have more cowboy romances. So thank you very much, Marin. The book that I read in December was How My Neighbour Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. So this one was part of a book swap that I did with some friends for work. I was recommended this one by my friend Shah. She suggested this. I don't think she'd read it. I didn't love it. I gave it 2.5 stars. There is, if you have read this book, there is a candy cane scene. So there's a candy cane scene in here, and that made me feel physically sick. Actual gagging, like actual, like it. On the back, I'm just seeing it says a candy cane filled. Well, isn't that correct? Honestly, I had a lot of issues with this book, so I found not only did it just give me the massive ick from the candy cane scene, but then there was the fact that every chapter starts with a little Dr. Seuss style like poem, which as you get through the book and they get more and more hot and heavy, they get even more kind of icky. Yeah, basically this just did not work for me. If it works for you, I'm happy for you. It didn't work for me. So I'm then gonna talk about these two books that I bought in a charity shop. Actually, I'm going to talk about 3 books that I bought in a charity shop because I bought them at the same time. So I picked up The Roommate and the Intimacy Experiment by Rosie Danan, and The Gathering by CJ Tudor. I'm going to put him to one side for a second. I have seen people read The Intimacy Experiment, and I've seen mixed reviews. But I saw both of these in a charity shop. I think they were £1. Yeah, they were £1 each. So I was like, well, I'll pick them up. This is the problem that I have. I picked both of these ones up. I then realised that I actually have The Intimacy Experiment on my Kindle, so that was a mistake. But anyway, I now own these ones. I did start reading The Intimacy Experiment. I am, with a dog ear here, 78 pages in. It was fine what I read. I am going to continue reading it, and also I am aware now at 70 pages in that this is book 2 and this is book 1, so I probably should put this one down and actually pick up this one first, which I might do. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But yeah, picked up those two. And like I said, at the same time, in the same charity shop, I also picked up The Gathering by CJ Tudor. I don't really know very much about this one, other than I hear a lot of people talking about CJ Tudor. And I thought, well, I'll give them a go. Looking on the back, they also wrote Burning Girls, The Chalk Man and The Drift. I feel like I have The Chalk Man on my Kindle. Honestly, this is like the biggest issue that I have with me. If something is on my Kindle, it is out of sight, out of mind. I have no idea what books I have on there. I really do need to, I guess, sort of make a bit of an effort to prioritise in my Kindle reads, because I have got so many books on there and I just don't know what there is. The next book that I read, I don't own, so I'll just hold it up here, which is Sky in the Deep by Adrian Young. I gave this one 3.5 stars. This was another kind of book swap that me and my friends do. This one is a YA fantasy about Vikings. And those are warning words for me. I'm not the biggest fan of YA fantasy. Vikings have typically not worked for me in the past, so I was very trepidatious going into this one. However, like I said, I gave it 3.5 stars. It was good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best written. It wasn't absolutely amazing, but I enjoyed it. It was fine. I'm going to pair that one with this one here, A Marvellous Light by Freya Marske. As you can see, this one is already tabbed up. This one is the one that I got, so again, in our friend's book swap. I handed over Sky in the Deep and I got back A Marvellous Light. I am technically halfway through A Marvellous Light. I started reading it and I DNF'd it. Well, I didn't DNF, I soft DNF'd it at about halfway through-ish. I think, if you know, we were just about to go into the maze, or we'd just gone into the maze. I remember there being a maze. So again, I'm a little bit nervous about this one because I've already started it and partly DNF'd. But my friends really love this book, and I think because it's annotated, I think I'm going to maybe be able to kind of get a little bit more of a sense of what they loved about it. So yeah, I'm excited to pick this one up eventually. The next book that I read on Audible, which was Same Time Next Year by Tessa Bailey. I gave this one 3 stars. This one is a romance, and to be honest, it kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that made sense. Yeah. It gave me the ick, and I can't really put my finger on why. I genuinely like Tessa Bailey's writing, so I don't know what about this one I didn't like. I don't know if it was because it was audio and I don't tend to listen to romance. So maybe that was the issue, that I just don't like listening to sex scenes. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was about this one, but I didn't love it. 3 stars, it's fine, but it's probably my least favourite Tessa Bailey. But saying that, also it's a novella, so I'm not a fan of novellas either. So, you know, who knows. I'm going to pair that one there with Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I bought this one in the works, and yeah, cowboy romance. I also realised yesterday that this is not book 1 in the series. This is book 2. I need to pick up Done and Dusted. So yeah, I'll probably go and see if Done and Dusted is in the works. If not, yesterday I noticed it was only £3 on Amazon. So I might just buy it on Amazon because it's the same price as it's going to be in the works anyway. Yeah, cowboy romance. I'm going to see if I'm going to be in my cowboy era for 2025. The next book that I read was another holiday romance, which is 3 Holidays and a Wedding by I can't remember. can't remember the author. Anyway, I'll put it up there. I really, really loved this book. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I gave it 4.5 stars. I just had such a fun time with it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's one that I was kind of expecting to enjoy. Like, I guess I say I was expecting to enjoy it. I had heard good things about it and I had good vibes from it, but yeah, I loved it. 4.5 stars. It follows two characters who their plane is diverted in a heavy snowfall. They end up being stuck in this like little Christmassy town. One of the characters is Muslim and they are celebrating Eid, so they're currently fasting and waiting for Eid. The other character was raised Jewish, but she's sort of fallen out of her Jewish faith. So even though it's kind of like a Christmassy town, she's kind of starting to fall back into her Christmassy faith and about to celebrate Hanukkah. And Hanukkah, Eid and Christmas are all falling within like 3 days of each other. And I loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. What I also really, really enjoyed about 3 Holidays and a Wedding is that, yes, it is a romance, but our characters go on journeys of self-development before they start their relationship. So like the romance is definitely there and it is definitely a romance book, but they solve all of their like issues, as it were, without the need of a relationship. You know, it's not a man that is completing them, they are completing themselves, and a man is a bonus. And I just really liked that, because that sounds so basic, but it's something that I feel like you don't see very often in books, where, you know, normally in romances the relationship is the end goal, whereas in this one it felt like the relationship was a bonus. Patreon of Meg with Books, and every year she does a Patreon Secret Santa, and I got gifted these 2 books. So True Crime Story by Joseph Knox and Tess of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. As it actually happens, I had just bought myself Tress of the Emerald Sea, then I got home, opened the parcel and realised that I'd been gifted Tress of the Emerald Sea. So this copy is the one that I bought myself, but I also was gifted it, so like I'm counting it as a gift because I was gifted these 2 books. But I'm gonna like buy myself another book in replacement. This all makes sense, okay? It all makes sense. But yeah, I'm excited for both of these ones. As you might know, I'm doing my Brandon Sanderson Cosmere readathon throughout 2025 and 26, and I think I'm going to put Tress in quite early. I think this might be even my first standalone book. Is still going to be Elantris after I finish the Mistborn series, but then my plan is after each Stormlight book to read a standalone. So I think this is going to be my first standalone in the Stormlight part, which I know is maybe not where it should be read, but A, I own it, B, it's quite short, and C, I'm excited by Tress. And True Crime Story just sounds fantastic. It's told in a lot of mixed media, so it's a lot of emails, messages, kind of transcripts. I'm excited to read this one. The next book that I read was Malice by John Gwynne. So this one I read for Becca and the Books Catch Up Book Club. Now, I only actually rated Malice 2.5 stars. And I fully believe that this is a me issue, not a book issue. So I am continuing with the series. Normally, if I rated a first book in the series 2.5 stars, I wouldn't be considering continuing it. But the reason why I think that this is a me issue, it took me about 6 weeks to read Malice. I started off on audio, then I read a little bit on Kindle, then my library hold got returned. I think I'd borrowed the audiobook, and so then I was reading it again on Kindle, and then I downloaded the audio again, and then I got the physical book, and it just took me ages, and I was reading it really, really bitterly. So I never fully got immersed in the story, and that's where my enjoyment lacked, because I wasn't fully immersed, not really knowing what was going on. However, I think I picked up enough of the story to be able to continue the series, and I'm hoping that because these books are so big, I think that when I get into book 2, I'm going to still be able to like enjoy it and have a good time. So the books that I hauled for that one is the whole Faithful and the Fallen series. I picked these ones up on Vinted for, I think it was like 10 quid for the 4 of them. It is a very, very large series, but I'm excited. Hopefully, I'm going to pop them down because they're heavy. Hopefully I'm going to enjoy the series. I think my plan will be read book 2 this month, which is Valor, and if that one doesn't work for me, then I think I might be then kind of calling it a day. But yeah, so far so good, I guess. Well, no, not so far so good, because I only gave it 2.5 stars, but you know, we'll see. I don't know what I'm talking about now. Okay, the next book that I read is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. So this is the novella, the kind of festive novella sequel to the Caraval series. I listened to it on audio. It's only like 2 hours long, and I didn't like it. I gave it 2 stars. Honestly, my thoughts on this book were, what is the point of it? Completely unnecessary, in my opinion. And also, I just kind of was like, well, it's weird. It kind of gave me the ick. I don't entirely remember what happened, other than there was a weird like kind of kidnapping scene, and that was a bit gross. I feel like what Stephanie Garber does really well is YA fantasy that reads as YA fantasy, you know, is actually for young adults. And Spectacular felt like she was trying to make it more of a romantasy and being like, oh, I'm going to be really daring, and we're going to have a kidnapping scene, and she's going to fall for her kidnapper. Ooh. And I'm like, no, because that just is kind of gross. And like, don't get me wrong, I'll happily read a kidnapping scene and fall for a kidnapper in an adult romance or dark romance, but not in a YA, you know? That's my thoughts anyway. Because I have way more books that I hoard than I read, I'm going to pair that one with these 3. So I got the Tainted Cup from my boss, actually, at one of my jobs. And Tina from Book Influences gifted me this one here as a Christmas present. I am so very excited to read it. Tainted Cup is by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is one of those books that I sort of, in my mind anyway, it kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't know like where it came from or anything about it, but suddenly it was everywhere and everybody was loving it, so I'm very excited to get to that one. And then I'm going to add another couple to this pile as well. My friend Alexis gifted me these books, which are Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition. Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. This is the Fairy Loot edition. And A Dark Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. The book 1 was also part of this set, but I already owned it, so I'm not kind of hauling it again. And this series is signed. So yeah, I'm excited because I read A Dark Shade of Magic a while ago. I've never owned books 2 and 3, so now I do. I remember thinking with The Dark Shade of Magic, this is really good, except I've read it too late. I've read this book before because I've read so many YA fantasies, but I'm excited to be able to finish off the series because I do just hear so many good things about it. Alone with You in the Ether, again, I hear good things. I like Olivia Blake from what I've read, so we'll try that one. And then Silver in the Bone, I have read Law by Alexandra Bracken, which I enjoyed, and I probably have read something else by Alexandra Bracken, which I don't remember. I've read Law. No, that's it. No, I haven't read any of the other ones. Yeah, I remember liking Law, so I'm going to give this one a go. It's very pretty. If I don't enjoy it, if I don't get to it, well, hey, hey. Then we've got Under the Mistletoe with You, which is an arc that I read. This one is by Lizzie Huxley-Jones. This one I gave 3 stars. I read her first Christmas romance last year, which is Make Your Mind This Christmas. And again, I think I gave that one about 3 stars as well. It was fine, it was fun. It didn't blow me away, but it was fine. This one, same. It was fine, it was fun. It didn't blow me away, but I had an all right time with it. I do think with Under the Mistletoe with You, similarly to Make Your Mind This Christmas, if you're looking for romances that have got fantastic rep across disabilities, across different sizes, across different sexualities, across different genders, fantastic. Is a male-male romance with one of the partners being a trans man. We have got, there's other non-binary rep in here. There is a lot of queer rep. We've got bisexual, we've got gay, we've got lesbians, we've basically got it all. These books are absolutely fantastic for rep. So I think, again, if you are looking for something which is more diverse, this is a fantastic little series to read. Is it the best romance I've ever read? No. You know, it's fine, it's fun, it's not gonna blow you out of the water, but it's good. And I'm going to pair that one there with The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare. So this is one that I have been sent for work, so I am very excited to get to it. This one comes out in March, but I'm going to be reading it earlier than that because I need to read it for work. It is very, very shiny on the spine, hence the big shine on my face. Then I read my favourite book of the month, which is Ship of Destiny by Robin Hobb. 5 stars. What can I even say? Like, this whole series is just absolutely outstanding. And I'm obsessed. I am absolutely obsessed with this series, with Robin Hobb's world, with her writing. I can't really tell you anything about this book because this is book 3 in a trilogy. But the trilogy of the Live Ship Traders starts with Ship of Magic. We have got our live ships, which are like sentient ships. It's set on the high seas. You've got this trader town. You've got pirates. You've got dragons. It's fantastic. And honestly, just read this book. If you're a fantasy fan, you have to read this book. It's basically the law. I don't make the rules. And I'm going to partner that one with these 2. These are my book box books from this month, which are The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. This one came from Fairy Loot, and just look at that edge. Stunning. Just threw it on the floor. And Hamingen Luck by Makana Yamamoto. Also very, very pretty. This one came from Illumicrate. Do I know anything about these books? No, not really. Hamingen Luck is a sci-fi. I think it is a bit of a space opera sci-fi. I am excited to get to it. It does sound really good. And The Courting of Bristol Keats is a romantasy. It sounds like this, stunning, gives me cozy vibes. But I've read the first chapter and that kind of gave me more sort of Cruel Prince vibes. So I'm not sure really where Courting of Bristol Keats is going to fit. But my friend Juliana's read it and she loved it, so I'm excited to get to it. Finally, the last book that I read in December was Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. I gave this one 4 stars. I had a really, really fantastic time. I had a lot of fun. I am excited to continue this series and read more by this author in this series. Because I gave it 4 stars. Fantastic. I loved it. Great. This one follows a couple who this is a friends to lovers, and so she owns a Christmas tree farm. She enters a competition, but she says on her lies no application form and says she owns it with her boyfriend, therefore she needs to find a boyfriend. In comes her best friend who agrees to be her fake boyfriend. I love fake dating. I love friends to lovers. For me, there was a little bit too much miscommunication in this one for me to give it like that 5 star, but 4 star, I had a fantastic time. And I am pairing that one with the Briar You series by L. Kennedy. These are still wrapped in plastic because I haven't taken them out yet. This is The Chase, The Risk, The Play and The Dare. I love, as you may know, I love the Off Campus series by Elle Kennedy. So therefore, I am very excited to get to her other series set in the same Briar University, which is Briar U. Again, it's ice hockey. I'm just very excited to get to that one. Okay, so that's all of the books that I read in December. I have got a few more that I hoard that I'm just going to very quickly run through. I picked up Bel Canto and Everything I Know About Love in a charity shop. This one I hear really, really fantastic things about. This one I know nothing about other than at dinner the night before, my friend had recommended Bel Canto to another friend, and then I saw it in a charity shop and she was like, and I was like, hey, is this the book that you were telling Helena about? And she was like, yes, it is, you should buy it. So I bought it. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be for me, but I will give it a go. While me and my friends were in Bath, we also went to Persephone Books and I bought Little Boy Lost by Margarita Lasky. Again, I wanted to buy something in Persephone Books. I bought this one with the art cover rather than the grey cover, mainly because it was cheaper. This one was £12 rather than 15, and they had like an offer on if you buy 3 grey covers, you get them for like a cheaper price. So 3 of my friends were all buying a book each, so I was like, well look, I'm happy to go for like an art cover instead, so you guys can do that and don't feel bad about it. This sounds really cute. It sounds like it's going to be good. This one follows a man who has lost his son in the Second World War and he thinks he might have found him again, but he is sort of trying to find out if this boy is his son, and if he'll remember him. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. Persephone Books, if you don't know, is a publishers, I guess, and bookshop where their whole like remit is to publish forgotten female authors. So okay. And then I picked up in the works The Sun and the Star by Rick Riordan and Michael Oshiro. So this is a Nico adventure. I'm just excited to get to it. I really enjoy Rick Riordan. I really enjoy the Percy Jackson series. So yeah. And then I've got 3 more books here that I was gifted by friends. My friend Shah was unhauling Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, so I picked this one up. I think this is a horror, but it's very short. I'm excited to get to it in spooky season. And then these 2 are arcs that I picked up at our work sort of book swap, which is A Spoonful of Murder by J.M. Hall. This one... I just read the synopsis and realised that I do remember what this book is. Meg with Books read it and hated it. This one is a sort of Thursday Murder Club ripoff. 3 retired school teachers meet for coffee and cake at the local garden centre. They meet their ex-colleague. A week later, the colleague is dead. They know there's more to Topsy's death than meets the eye, but can they prove it? So yeah, it's A Spoonful of Murder. I'll get to it eventually, I'm sure. And I've also got This Dark Descent by Kaylin Josephson. This one, I was umming and ahhing about this one because I wasn't sure whether I would enjoy it or not. But because also I saw the name Kaylin Josephson and I was like, is that the author of Cinderella is Dead? Because I didn't enjoy Cinderella is Dead, or the other book that I've read by that author, which name I've forgotten. But then my friend's like, no, you're thinking of Kaylin Bayron. Kaylin Josephson is someone else. I've then realised that she wrote Stormcrow Duology, which actually I did enjoy. So I will try this one. I don't really know what it's about. It just says here, I'm just going to read out the synopsis. The Russell family is famous throughout Ender Lane as breeders of enchanted horses, but their prestige is no match for their rising debts. To save her family's ranch, Mikira Russell is left with only one option: enter the Illina, a cutthroat cross-country horse race known for its high death rate as much as its flashy prize money. it's a YA romantasy, so there's a love interest, and it says it's steeped in Jewish folklore as well, which I think sounds like it's going to be good. Actually, I am more excited by this one than I thought I was. So I'm not going to hold up all these books. They are now scattered around me, but I read 10 books. I hold 31. However, you know, like, a lot of these were gifts, so that's not really my fault, is it? Like 5, 9, 10, 11, like 13 of the 31 were gifts, so I can't be blamed for them. That's how these things work, right? We're just gonna go with it. So yeah, that was my wrap up and book haul. Let me know if you have read any of the books that I have mentioned today. If the ones I have read, let me know your thoughts on them. Did you agree with my views and ratings? If they're ones I have hauled and that you have read, let me know, do I need to prioritise them or not? As you know, I am a firm believer in DNFing and unhauling, so just because I have hauled these books, they may not necessarily, you know, if lots of people tell me that I'm not going to enjoy them, they don't have to stay. But I had better scoot all of these onto some shelves somehow, and I will see you in whatever comes next.